Welcome to the post show for Risk of Rain 2. One soul down. Actually, it's the other way around. You get the point. It's one soul down. Welcome.
Howdy.
Anytime you hear that noise is the indication that this is a future Goldenbrawler bit. Hi. Yeah, I know we're like 20 seconds in, but it's me, Goldenbrawler from the future. It's been a year since this has been recorded. This was like 3 hours of stuff, and I kind of put it off because I had other things I had to get done. Sorry it's taken so long, but I did want to wrap up that like 2022 era of One Soul Down cleanly. So here it is. It's finally happening. Yeah, this is because a lot of stuff has changed within the year, so you're going to see a couple of these pop up, and you'll know it's over when you hear this. I'm just going to hand it over to Soul. You can talk portraits right off the bat.
What? I was not prepared for this.
Wow.
Immediately. Okay.
Hell of an introduction.
Well, I mean, everyone knows what it is. It's been... The finale already happened. It's the post show. Like...
I suppose... I drew KingShoop.
Good thing to do.
God damn it, the claps are not
I'm so sorry you had to do that.
I also drew other people. Yay.
You drew Qwoppy, who didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to draw a dead portrait for Qwoppy, only to then find out later, when the season released, Qwoppy doesn't even fucking die.
You know, I want to talk about that too. So we recorded I don't remember when we recorded it. The videos all start coming out. I have no idea what the hell I'm saying in any of them. It's been so long since I've actually played the game like actively. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I'm like talking about a specific build I'm doing, and I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about.
You were living that multi-life.
I did a stream and Shoop was in it, and Shoop was even commenting when we were talking when sold out that he's like, I don't remember any of it.
Well, it's a good thing you all recorded it, so you don't have to remember it. You can just
Well, it's
go
like
back.
I remember recording it. I just don't remember anything about the game. I'm talking about certain items and different stuff like that. I'm like, I don't remember what that does. I actually don't remember the last time I played. Like that. Let's go and figure that part out. Last time I played was December 17th. So like, well, I guess a couple of weeks ago. But I'm pretty sure that was to see if the game could run on my Steam Deck.
I find it very funny because I have the exact opposite experience of Qwoppy. Obviously, I wasn't in the season, right? But when I made the portraits and when I first was sent drafts to watch for this season, I had played a single run of Risk of Rain back in 2022, where I got carried to beating Mithrix, and that was all that happened. And since then, since like that entire season was recorded, I've sunk in like 106 or 126 hours in Risk of Rain 2 because I got addicted. Oops.
Yeah, it'll do that to you.
It used to be my go-to. It's also funny to how I won both times. That's my go-to turn my brain off game.
Yeah. Within like the time of getting first sent a draft to the full season releasing, I clocked in 141 hours.
That's insane too, because I don't even have that much time spent.
And the
only have
complete
120.
opposite experience. To where I now watch the season and I'm like, oh yeah, of course, Qwoppy is going for this build, and oh yeah, Koro is sacrificing literally all of his items to get ceremonial daggers and is probably going to fucking die. Mini, I also did that portrait.
Hi.
There's a lot of fucking shit going on in that dead portrait. It was one of my favorites to make. I think it was Topin. Topin really enjoyed that dead portrait.
Mm-hmm. It is quite a lot. I will agree on that, but I also remember you told me when you showed me the first time that it was actually the one you had the most struggle with, if I remember right.
Yeah, because there's so many moving parts to it. The most like difficult portrait to make for this batch was probably Koro's.
Yeah.
The whole
Naturally.
sharing of the mask thing. Still think I got someone pretty fun with that.
I
I had fun.
think you did a really good job taking Shoop and Koro's like portraits and going to town and making them like perfection.
I wouldn't go perfection far, but I am definitely remixing. Similar with like what essentially the Chicken Cola blue portraits were in season 1, is kind of taking the concept of the like original assets and just kind of, my style. And I feel like that's always just fun.
Any other portrait-based stuff?
Not that I can really think of off the top of my head.
Other than the portraits are based.
True.
They're
they're
based in
PNG
I was
based.
very excited to have a portrait for the first time in God knows how long.
Since you were talking about Koro and Shoops being remixes, you kind of did that with Qwoppy and Mini in unique ways. Isn't Qwoppy's just based off of, like, wasn't it like your old, like, avatar that you had? I think it's still on, like, Twitch and Twitter and whatnot. That's kind of what the expression and whatnot is. It's, like, almost entirely based off of that. It's reference.
Yeah, the sort of
Instead of,
neutral
like,
kind
your
of
old
expression.
portraits.
Right, yeah, I mean, it is kind of based off that, but I mean, I usually consider myself someone who's typically quieter in a group and not usually, like, all too smiley, for lack of a better word. It's just kind of the style I've gone with for a long time. Not that it ever gets used, but,
I definitely know that I used that piece of art of you, Raven Drew, as like a piece of reference to go to.
Yeah.
With Minnie, specifically, Minnie is a very good chum of mine, so I obviously like knew her like avatar. But with like the dead portrait in particular, I kind of combined different aspects of portraits she had before, but specifically the one she drew for herself, where her danger portrait had the whole eye thing going on around her, and then the dead portrait is the goopy void eyes. And I literally just mixed those two concepts together and just did both of them at once for the dead portrait.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the better death portraits out of all of them. It was very unique.
It also showed up for like 5 seconds in round
In the
1.
first run.
And then
Yeah, that was
immediately
fun.
undid.
That was fun.
Undo.
Using the, what was it? It wasn't Dios, it was the corrupted version of it.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
But I do want to focus on that later. If you are done with portraits, I think it's time for Lou.
Oh, yeah, about the overlays?
Yeah, because you went fucking hard on these overlays.
Yeah, I sort of learned what people said the last time I did overlays for Risk of Rain, to where I made them too vibrant color-wise, and I decided to somewhat take that into account and not do as harsh of colors. I've also learned a lot on how to use Adobe Illustrator at this point. So I've learned how to construct things a little bit better. While I was making them, I'm like DMing you, like, I can't do just one overlay for the Voidling fight. I have to do a second one.
One of my favorite things about the overlay this season, and I guess it's also like a mixed thing with like editing, was that when the boss was spawned, there was this freaking alarm droning, and that also showed up on the overlay. I
Yeah.
always thought that was very
Yeah,
fun.
that was a cool little touch.
That was actually in...
That's something that carried over from the first one. It's just that we kind of expanded it to make it a little bit better this time.
But yeah, all the overlays, like, they all popped out in different ways. And I think the boss ones in particular were extremely cool because it was just like, let's make them more dynamic. Like, the base one had the alarm going off. And, like, the little computer system, like, a warning would pop up on screen. For Mithrix, the hammer would slam down on the overlay and then start glowing in the second half.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
something
Voidling,
that I knew I wanted to do, like, right away, is, like, I want to make the hammer slam down in the middle of the boss fight.
I think it is quite telling, too, because I think with an overlay, I think it does its job extremely well when you can kind of zone it out, and it kind of just feels like it's part of the footage. When I was rewatching all these episodes, I just kind of forgot that there was an overlay, which I think really tells about how well it blends in and how well it fits everything.
Yeah, it's not like grading or anything. It just
Yeah, it
fits
doesn't get in the
live.
way. It doesn't really take up too much space. It just kind of blends in, feels part of the footage. It kind of adds to it.
what was your favorite one?
Probably the ones for the Voidling.
I could see
Yeah, that was the one I'm like, you have to have the eye get larger every time.
I was gonna say I like the bizarre one. That was my thought.
I had such a hard time with the bizarre one last time that I kind of had to think about how to actually do it this time more.
I just like that there's the little lamps and the different bowls for like the items and stuff.
Mhm.
That's neat.
The one for the moon is pretty good because it's like, You would expect it to just be all white, but no, it's like, it's still got depth to it. It's still got stuff to it. And then you've got like the Mithrix hammer for when the fight comes in, then it glows. It's like, it's spiced up pretty well.
A lot of it was also helped by the color palette of the places we went to this time, it not being as vibrant. We didn't go to the Void Field, so I could use a darker purple. We didn't go to the Golden Coast, so I didn't have to try to mix bright lime green and gold.
Can't wait for Seekers of the Storm, huh?
Oh, boy.
I still have not played it yet.
You know, it's going to be a subtle gold, a subtle green, I guess.
I could talk thumbnails, but I think another guest here could talk about art that we haven't done. We didn't do this in the first season. Like I did portrait edits, but it's like I did less of them this time. I guess I could say that, but like
There was PogChamp Qwoppy.
PogChamp Qwoppy, as I've named it in the files, sensual Shoop. It's the funniest fucking
Resend these, please.
Wait,
I
what?
remember I was in.
I'm the man off guard here.
I mentioned this in the first podcast. Whenever you make a stupid fucking edit of these portraits, it gets a crack out of me specifically.
I feel like you should talk about your edits first because they are really good.
Which edits in particular? Just
All of them, just all of them.
There's Angry Goldenbrawler was pretty funny.
Oh god, he's so fucking focused.
Gonna kick your fucking ass!
Locked in.
Unamused.
Eldritch Lou was very funny. Which it was just me putting Lou's portrait over fucking
Yeah.
02, but it looked creepy, so I was like, I'm gonna keep this.
Biblically accurate Lou.
Chicken at one point I called it Chicken Crit. When he was like, yeah, crit
Oh yeah,
glasses.
the
Holy
fucking,
shit, he got the drip.
yeah, the crit glasses, dude. Lens
When-
makers glasses.
When Minnie was like, I think stealing is great, or something like that, and Lou's like, that's great for you, queen, and then just sent me this.
Yeah,
When I think of Minnie stealing in this season, I think of Minnie's legendary words of, "Do you deny me my meat?" Followed by GB going, "That meat does not belong to you." That is such a legendary interaction that lives in my head rent-free since I've watched the season.
Oh, there are more. There's another worse one, but we're gonna get to that later.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I think Koro's
Yeah.
was the worst because I couldn't edit his to do anything very funny.
Yeah, because there's no like facial expression on it.
And Cola's, I didn't change his expression ever, but I used it a lot. But I'll get more to those later, because I do want to let Minnie talk about the legendary bits with this season.
oh yeah, I made art. I don't know how to really explain the art. It's like drawings that show up and they're just there for like a few seconds.
From what I know, it's just fucking GB went to you and was like, "Hey, draw me a this
Yes.
for the video,"
Yeah.
and then you were like, "Okay."
It's kind of funny because at first I did like the first one I made, I did not realize. It was like for this. I just thought it was like for a joke, but then I saw the like draft for the first episode and I see your face, and I was just like, oh. And then I just ended up making how many drawings? I don't really remember at the moment, but a few. Yeah, that was the first one. For the first episode, the one of you.
Yeah, then there was you with Gup.
Yeah, I love that one. I actually saved the sketch version without the cup just because I liked it so much. I have the sketch version laying somewhere saved.
I just edit you hugging literally anything.
I could. Sorry,
No-
my cat is yelling
No
at me.
gestures was pretty funny. I think that
No
was
ge-
it. That
no
was.
gesture?
I feel like Lou needs to. You could just throw that on stream sometime, Lou. That's like your BRB
gest-
screen.
God,
No
that one was so hard. I struggled so much with that one because my
The
style is
perspective on
not
it is
really.
wacky, like the
Yeah,
on the
the-
original. it's so over exaggerated.
Having to
Yeah,
match
the hard
Megamind
perspective.
with Lou,
Yeah,
it
matching
was...
Megamind
Yeah,
and the difficult
I was like-
perspective.
I was phoning a friend for like opinion and getting
Friend.
a friend because I was struggling to actually figure out what the fuck am I supposed to do here.
I was gonna say the Qwoppy arc of Red Lobster was very funny.
I'm glad I got 2 of them.
The fucking red lobster.
I'm glad that I was notable enough that I got 2 of these.
I meant to like have it be like a comic strip thing where you see the first half and then you see the second half, but Minnie just did it as 2 separate ones. So I'm like, all right, bet.
I completely misunderstood. You never said that you wanted a comic like version, so it's just like 2 drawings because you never actually specified that.
It is what I meant, but I guess I didn't do that. But I was like, hey, I mean, it's just 2.
You have to
Either
remember
2 images or Qwoppy gets a really big image.
You have to remember I am dyslexic and this is not like English is not my first language, so I still kind of struggle when it comes to text and stuff. I don't always understand it as well.
Also, in your defense, Minnie, GB isn't always very clear on what he wants.
What do you mean?
You know what I
you
mean.
know.
You're so decisive sometimes, man.
I mean,
I'm gonna throw
sometimes.
I remember taking ages on your original portrait for like season 1, simply because we
That's
couldn't set it on
different.
fuck all.
That's different. Of course, when it comes to me and my stuff, it's difficult, but usually I'm pretty good and concise with everyone else. Or other stuff like this, I think.
I mean, with everyone else, I just went to ask them directly.
Well, and also, like, this is the first time I've had a portrait in a long time. The last time I had portraits, I was in high school. I look very different compared to how I used to.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
So do
like,
I have a mask now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the general process is that get on GB's case and go annoy people to send me refs, please, thanks.
And then I do that.
And then GB does that, sends me the refs. I sketch something up. I approach the person directly, and I'm like, "Hey, based on the refs I got, this is what I cobbled together. Do you want anything changed? Is this good? Where do we proceed with this?" They give me feedback, and I just go and work on that from there.
I feel like everyone that was in these, other than me, obviously, me and Minnie, like Lou didn't know until I did it. Or until, well, Minnie did it. Until I basically went, this would be funny, Minnie, you should do this. And then Minnie's like, alright, bet, and then does it. Qwoppy's, I don't remember if I sent you yours or if you saw them before the episodes aired. I don't remember.
I never saw them beforehand. I was told about, like, are you talking about, like, the big
Yeah.
card thing? I was never told, I was told that you wanted to do a joke revolving around it, and I was never told that it would be, like, a full art piece. I was quite surprised that showed up, if I'm being honest.
It was pretty funny, because it's like, it's such a stupid joke, because after we're done with, like, making the joke and I decided we're doing it, we're, like, going through with it, I find out that not all Red Lobster is closed, some reopened. So it's like, well... So
I mean,
this
yeah,
is still,
it
it still makes sense in a case, because not all of them are back, but it's a lot more of a niche joke now.
Officially gonna refer to the reopened red lobsters as void lobsters now.
Get the all-new Voidster Fest.
Also, the Astra Cat, you know, the cat reference this season. I wanted to throw one in there, because...
Of course you would.
Of course
I'm
it was.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But, like, to explain, we recorded Minecraft before Cat and I got together. This season was recorded after Cat and I got together, so it's like, I wanted to include something.
That's fair.
The Minecraft season, I could have maybe fit that in, but that would have been a little more weird, I feel. Maybe that's just me, because...
You got the credit as Draft Watcher.
That is true.
I mean, you did actively, like, talk of, like, not mention her by name, but mention, like, a beloved in this one, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess I can mention that war talk about another drawing, but to draw the people I haven't drawn. But yeah, I kind of got an injury getting worse, so I couldn't. I needed to actually put my well-being first for once. Sorry about that.
I'm gonna take this time to just say thumbnails. There's not much for me to say. Like, I've talked about it in Minecraft how I've changed my approach to thumbnails. There were so much fewer of them. It was a lot faster to get through all of them. I really liked the boss ones. That's how I tend to pop off when it's the boss ones. I did that in Minecraft. I did that in this season too. I really liked those. But 5 was pretty funny.
I like 4 and 5. I like 4 because it's just the squatting up. I think that's Helldivers.
Yeah, it was Helldivers, and I was like, where do I fit all the regulars?
Of the regulars on there. I just think that's funny. 5 just works so fucking well because you're already made for like an editing gag in episode like 1, I think. You already made the freaking Pog Qwoppy, so you just used Shoop.
Yeah.
Who's just constantly screaming as the second guy.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
But I liked the other stuff I did with some of the others, like Praise Be Gup was funny. Or another one was the one with Providence, because, like, he's dead, but it's like, that's the whole thing of Risk of Rain 2, is Providence's, like, effect on the world is still present, so I feel like that needs to be exemplified in the thumbnails, or, like, the season somewhere. And then the first episode is the obvious, here's all the characters in a line, and, like, there's stuff on it. But
it has a story?
It was the story of 2 brothers. I did forget, I should mention, because we're talking additional art, Minnie did art, but there was another artist who came on and did something, and, like, whole fucking animation, which was really fucking cool. The pixel art at the end of, the epilogue. I was pounding out this season, and then Kat's just like, hey, so I commissioned it for you. I'm like...
Wow, okay. That's how that came to be?
Yeah, she did that, and I was like, I was gonna do that, why'd you do that? But I'm also thankful, I don't know how to feel right now.
That was quick on the stakes, holy shit.
So, I gotta shout out my girl, Astra Cat. Love you.
What's the
you wanna credit the pixel artist too, or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do that at the end, but I should do that here too.
I haven't actually said the name yet, brother.
Yatsura is their name. They should be posting it publicly. If they post on Twitter, I'm gonna retweet it. So yeah. But moving on from art production, not much to say. Just if you know the story of Minecraft, you know why this one took so long. Minecraft got delayed, so this one got pushed back too. So Minecraft had to be finished first. It just had to be that way. Yeah.
I guess it's worth noting, maybe, Risk of Rain 2 season was, like, recorded only very few months after the Minecraft one.
I was gonna first say that it was supposed to be a double feature. I was gonna drop Minecraft and then immediately go, next week, Season 2. That didn't pan out because there was a lot to do.
I mean, it still went pretty quick
in
hindsight. Like, a few months, that's still pretty quick.
Yeah, it just, a lot of things happened. If you don't know the story about that, we talked about it in the Minecraft post show. Yeah, things got delayed by quite a bit. And because this was meant to be the second season, because Season 1 had so much to it, Season 2, I knew this one's going to be shorter. I was like, I can't just make Risk of Rain 2 the first season. I have to make that Season 2. Plus, it feels
checking
weird.
again, it was, in quotation marks, only half a year between Minecraft and Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah. We ended Minecraft in October and started Risk of Rain 2 in January. It was like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
and
pretty
both,
close comparatively.
I gotta give both casts credit. You guys knew each other. You saw each other's names in this server and didn't say shit. So, gotta give credit there. Editing started for me. I did the trailer first, which I knew was probably not the best idea, but I was like, I need to show it's happening. Because it was like July, I needed something. And it took me until November to drop. Oopsie. But, you know, it is what it is. We got things done in October, November. So, yeah. There's a lot of bits I could talk about. There's some really funny shit that comes up. But, like, this season, I feel like my editing improved. Probably just because I know Premiere more now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't... Unlike Minecraft, I didn't start in Vegas and then switch to Premiere and then have a whole delay of learning Premiere and just kind of, yeah, I didn't have to deal with that.
There is a one bit in, I think it's the first episode in like the second stage, where
the fungus.
it's called, yeah, where he picks up like a fungus. I don't know who the dude is running is. I don't know, but it's just really funny.
He plays Flash, but he's not the bad one. He's the one from the show, not the bad movie one. I liked the stupid image of, like, making fun of NFTs. You can't do this to me, save image as. The Gup Haters Club was pretty funny. It was just kind of a follow-up to a previous joke.
All the freaking moments where people are showing Cola that there's a bungus.
Bungus addiction.
Like, the season literally starts on comical running from the engineer where he's like floating towards the freaking 3D printer of bungus. It's so goofy.
I liked the bit where Cola was talking about being run off the road by a lorry, and I had to figure out what the fuck you meant by that.
You don't know what
You
a
thought
lorry
it was
is?
like a brand?
Yeah, I didn't know
truck?
that.
Yeah. You didn't know that lorry is what like other people call a semi?
Yeah, that's what I just know it
I've
as
never
a semi.
heard that
I've
term
never heard it
before.
as a lorry before.
It's
so...
exclusively a UK term. So, Cola, I don't know why you used it.
But it was so
either.
fucking funny because I expanded on a joke for Minecraft into Risk of Rain, where in the Minecraft season there was a joke about Chickn being in the mines, you know. When are you gonna see your kids? I'm not, and he just like drives off. And then in the Risk of Rain 2 season, Cola makes a joke about being run off the road by a lorry. And if you just slow it down, you could see the person driving the truck was Chickn. It's like a continuation of the Minecraft joke.
That's what he went when he stopped paying child support. That's what he's probably doing right now, is driving the truck off, avoiding the IRS or something.
But yeah, there is good editing bits. I feel like the editing just in general improved a lot, not just for like the jokes, but for like dangerous situations. The spins, that's a fun one. I had to make a shooting stars joke. I knew I had to. And then I had to figure out, how the fuck am I gonna do this? I think I figured it out the day before I released the episode of what I was gonna do with it, and I fucking pulled an all-nighter to get that shit done. There are so many references, it's insane.
It is the funniest thing, because it's a fidget. Because I also do this. Whenever I'm waiting, I'm just WASD, just fidget it. And it's so funny to just watch someone else do it.
And it doesn't
And I
help.
love that it made it into the goddamn intro. for
And it was
round
like,
one.
yeah, I shoehorned it into this first scene in the first season I thought was funny. And then even on my streams, one of my most popular Risk of Rain clips with Kushina, the Kushina reference was great. Where suddenly Kushina was in Risk of Rain 2 season, just as a backdrop. That's very funny to me.
He's just there. He just popped up.
That felt like the most Kushino thing, is just Kushina, suddenly Kushino.
I mean, yeah.
Sounds like the setup of a terrible joke. Was like, you just sit there and suddenly Kushino.
First episode, I feel like it's just so chaotic. It just hits you in the face with everything at the same time.
Yeah,
And
I mean, you have 8 perspectives, and then Risk of Rain is also just not a slow game at all. Like, it's a very visually stimulating game already, and in comes GB's chaotic ass or random bits every 3 seconds type editing style.
Minecraft, I want to say, because with Minecraft, I tried to focus more on a, like, tense kind of style. Like, there was a lot of funny bits, but it was, like, the big focus on it was how tense it was, with improved mobs, being split apart right off the bat. Oh, now we have to deal with the monument, and how all that went down. This season, the focus was on the chaos, so I leaned into that more this season. I didn't focus as much on the tension because there's always fucking tension, there's always fucking danger, unless you're in the bazaar, someone could die at any moment.
I mean, someone died to a bear.
Oh yeah, and it does happen, because like, I think it was episode 2, just starts up and fucking Chickn immediately just explodes. It's fucking awesome. Pure Risk of Rain.
Some people
Yeah, that happened a lot in the second round too. Like the very first episode, like 2 or 3 people are already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Risk of Rain is a game where you don't pay attention for like 2 seconds and suddenly your health bar is entirely gone.
If you could drop out of the drop pod, make a couple mistakes, and be dead.
I mean, just to like emphasize how easy and fast it is to just perish in Risk of Rain, GB's death in round 1 is so fucking funny because what was it you even talk about? You talk about something with Mini?
I think
Not having a dad.
Not having a dad or some shit, and then you just die, and that's your last words?
I guess this is how we get into the point where how everybody died, huh? Okay, we're gonna just jump right into it. I'll at least reference before we get to that. Chickn died to a barrel. I probably could have edited that one better because it was just there isn't much I could have done though.
Wait,
it's
I completely forgot. Like the tar barrels in the
the
dunes.
It was in the
ice
Point Delta.
The explosive barrels.
Chickn procs his utility skill at like half HP, and the utility skill activates a nearby explosive barrel. The barrel explodes, he instantly dies.
I think you edited that like
I don't think I've
perfectly,
ever died to
honestly.
that.
Some people were telling me they didn't notice it until like, oh, Chicken's dead.
It happens extremely fast.
But I
he
think
died
that
super quickly.
But I think that was also anytime I've heard that commentary was people who don't play the game that much or at all.
Frankly, I wasn't even aware that the bandit utility could even trigger those.
I think that's why. I think that's exactly why people didn't realize.
Well, yeah, I didn't even like. I was watching that. I don't play Bandit too often, if at all. I had no idea why it went off. I just thought that he did something wrong and it went off. I don't know why it went off. It went off.
And he's dead. Then it was Koro. And it was in the middle of, I don't remember if it was the secret boss or the actual teleporter boss, but he was like so focused in trying to get a good scope snipe, they didn't realize one of those little fucking fire asshole beetles, not the beetles, the leeches! I remember because Sylvette turned into one in one of the streams. One of those fucking fire leeches flung itself at him while he was scoped in, and he didn't even realize he was on fire, and he just burned. And it's like a reminder, you have to pay attention.
It's such a railgunner ass death.
It is.
I need to put out, I love playing railgunner as well. Like, that's essentially who I main. And I have died because I was zoomed into an enemy trying to hit that weak point. And while that was going on, something else just snuck up behind me and just eated me alive.
Yeah.
Again, that's the round where Koro had like extremely few items.
Because he sold it all.
He actually got quite a few back. But there's like not really any defensive items or like much healing or anything that could have really saved him in his inventory at that point.
Bro had crowbars and like a pair of daggers, and that was it. It's like, my guy.
Yeah, the rest is, I'm looking over it right now. He's like all the other stuff that he has. He has a teddy bear, a single one. That's the only defensive item I see. I guess Harvester Size, 2 of them, which are healing on crit, which is not gonna save him here.
And then I got in the most stupid fucking way possible, yet again.
It was funny.
Because Mini was just like, going back, I can realize what you said, but even Qwoppy, I remember, was like, wait, what? Because, like,
well, I have really bad hearing when it comes to that. That's, you know, I find it funny how, like, prolific I was during the entire season, because typically I'm a lot on the quieter side, and I'm usually not paying attention. I'm just doing my own thing. So that's just a normal thing for me. I don't hear things.
Because, like, Dash and Dead should not be that close, but I can also, looking back, I could see, even I had to, like, double take and go, as editor, and be like,
you were
I swear to God I heard that right. And then I, like, look as an editor, and I'm like, no, I know what I heard here. I could hear it again.
Yeah, I was rewatching it again, and I heard that too, but it was drowned out by everything else that, like, I just figured, I'm like, this probably makes sense. I just am not paying any attention.
I basically died because I was too busy laughing my ass off and trying to, like, say it again, because Minnie's like, you have to, like, you have to say that again. You can't be laughing when you're telling me what you're saying. And it's like, okay.
Guilt by fatherless behavior.
And then I fucking died saying one of the most funny fucking quotes in the entire fucking season. And just being like, well, just tripping into shit and falling and dying in stupid ways. Here we go. I made it to the final episode of that round, though. Yay! And then Cola.
It was fun with you.
Yeah, then it was Cola in the Mithrix.
But that was just the leap.
I always get too cocky.
You were in your bubble and you thought you were
personally
safe.
thought it was quite
That's
ballsy
what
of
I'm saying
you.
is I'm always like, oh yeah, I got this, and then I die. That happens frequently.
I will say it was quite ballsy of you to kind of fucking stand in the middle of your turret and just not move.
To be fair, that's engineer gameplay.
And they just go one shot out of
Top tier
nowhere.
gameplay.
I guess we haven't commented on our deaths, but it's like, I don't know what I would say about mine other than, like, if I went back, I probably would have been like, no, you'll hear it back in the, you'll hear it in the episode, so I would have had better last words, or, like, not been laughing my ass off, jumping right into...
the way they are.
I think your death was perfect.
It's hilarious.
Thanks.
It's hilarious.
One thing I
at least this time it was hilarious. It wasn't just dipping your toe into one block of lava and just burning up. It was actively you laughing your fucking ass off over someone else's bit, and it kills you.
And Cola, I imagine your probably answer would just be, I would have jumped.
I would have done probably a lot of things different. I'm not really sure. Yeah, probably jump. That'd be a good one.
I know where I'm gonna fucking jump.
That would be a start. And then everyone else lives, but I do want to give special shoutouts to Shoop that round.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I was watching.
Well, we
that
forgot
back.
one death. We talked about it earlier, but like Minnie died for like a second, and she was so worried about how people were gonna react to it because she came back, and she was worried her being revived would be like a thing in the comments that people wouldn't like. And I'm just like,
yeah, I'm surprised we didn't really talk about it in the middle of the season. But I
just,
guess we're all so used to the game that like
it's a gameplay mechanic, like
yeah.
You know?
It's an item. It's an item.
We talk about it in the next round, where like that's something we bring up, and like it's just a thing that revives you. But yeah, in the first round you don't.
I think it's also the next round I find another one, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to take it this time.
I didn't want it because multi's fucking busted.
You didn't even need it.
I didn't need it. In fact, actually, I'm pretty. Did I? I think I had. No, I had it. I had it our second run. I just never used it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said you didn't need it.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. But I was gonna say the thing with Shoop. It is a fucking miracle you never died throughout the entirety of that first session. Like I was watching back and I'm like, dude, this guy, we're at Mithrix and he has no fucking items, no damage, he has nothing. How are you still alive?
Correct, baby.
He was scaring everything with his screeches and yells.
Yeah, it was an absolute fucking Shoop. Entire first round. It's such a fucking comic book character. It's
it was all the power of my
goofy, dude.
It was all the power of my healing and Tom and Jerry screams.
You kept getting hit, and you your gameplay loop was run in, get hit by an attack. It does way too much damage for you, and you just fucking scream and run away.
Retreat. It's not called running away. It's called a tactical retreat.
Every time you retreated, you made the most goofy, odd noises you could possibly imagine.
It was so good editing those, by the way. Oh my god.
Like, Jesus Christ. You made noises I didn't think could possibly come out of a human person.
The fuel cell one, I like.
Holy shit, you're purple?
I was surprised that was so well received with you. It's quite funny to me because typically I am a lot quieter when it comes to these things, especially with how many people and how chaotic this is. I figured I was gonna take a full backline and just let everyone else do the commentary while I just played the game, and I was way more prolific watching it back than I remember being. I remember being way less talkative than I actually was.
I was too locked in, I think, if I remember right.
But yeah, you guys just won. You got on the ship and you left.
Lou was very locked in, and I don't think we had Lou's footage either.
Lou's footage fucked up. I don't remember what happened, but it fucked up, and I was really sad because it was Huntress gameplay. That was just.
You mean the gameplay that makes you motion sick?
Yeah, I was quite surprised that my footage got used a lot because it's kind of fucking horrible because of how my computer doesn't run Risk of Rain very well. Like it runs at a constant 30 frames.
At least
it's
it
not
wasn't,
even.
At least it wasn't with me, where I thought recording and streaming bitrate was supposed to be the same at that point in time. So it kind of looked like shit at some points. Oopsie. That's different now, but oops. But yeah, how did the winners feel? Lou got to like win.
Yeah, it's the only game
not die.
ever will probably win in these. So.
I mean, yeah.
That's a fucking comeback from Minecraft, though, is immediately clap back.
I already talked about with mine. I'm looking back at like everything I'm talking about, and like I know what all these items are called. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good at the game. I don't remember a goddamn thing from this. Certain parts of the footage, like we'll be talking about an item, and I know exactly what the item is. You asked me right then while I was watching it. I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? I don't know what that item is. I don't remember what it does.
One of my biggest clips on Risk of Rain 2 is me playing multi, and it's like, I get it now.
It's fun. It's easy to turn your brain off to. But I that's another thing is I didn't go in thinking I was gonna play multi. I thought I was gonna play engineer. I wanted to play something different. I had a Risk of Rain season that I did before this for Hard Omegas, and that I actually did pretty well in. But I played multi. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try and see if I can slot in as engineer because no one played.
And then that's what Cola ended up going. So
I'm like, all right, I'll just play multi and we'll see how it happens. And I won both times. So.
And then Shoop got to win the first round.
By some fucking miracle.
And then Mini came back from death to win.
Which is kind of cheating, but
it's part of the
game. It's a gameplay mechanic.
It's a red item. It's so rare that it's fine.
It's literally
it's not like some newer things that have recently been added that it's currently a debate on whether or not they should be even allowed.
Seeker! Anyways.
Yeah, Seeker is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Sad, because I really like playing as Seeker.
I should...
Same.
Colo, just what happened? You picked up an item and then all of a sudden, like, there was like a swarm of those, like, fire bats.
I think I just died to fire damage because... If I remember right, I
you probably didn't expect it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll stand still real quick and get some health back, and it didn't work.
Yeah, you were just hanging around with Koro around a chest. You open the chest, you grab the item, and there's, I think, 2 of those, like, tongue guys that just spit shit at you from the sky, and you just get yeeted. Engineer generally does struggle with like air combat. I think that was just a moment of not paying attention for a sec. And
well, it was also Koro's kind of like Qwoppy just took an item from Koro because Qwoppy was grinding that chest, and then Koro went to grab another chest, which Cola immediately grabbed. And Koro's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I didn't realize that had such a prolific effect on everything because I had sat there for like. I sat there for like probably the entirety of that because I'm like, I want this chest. I've been spending this entire time. It's like sunk cost fallacy. I had to sit there and get it, and I wasn't about to lose it because someone needed it.
And it's funny too, because like there was no mobs for the longest time for like a minute, and we're just like, where are the fucking monsters? And then all of a sudden, it's like this small little event happens, and then Cola's fucking dead. It's like, oh god.
And shortly after, Koro dies to that literally same swarm.
Yeah, it was the exact same ones.
I'm noticing those are actually like blazing elites too, so that's, I guess, where the fire damage comes from.
Poor Koro died second both times.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Miracle died second for the second time because of how early in it was.
Yeah.
Those 2 deaths made me so afraid for the rest of the run because it's like we're going to Voidling. And we lost our main healer, and we lost our sniper. That has the fucking insta-boss death mechanic.
Yeah.
Voidling, you know, funnily enough, I was actually way more...
Voidling is actually so useful, too, because you just sit there at a range and just shoot it.
I was way less worried about Voidling than I was Mithrix, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I'm surprised. Voidling is so much harder as a boss, in my opinion.
He is, but like I feel like I practice it a lot just by accident because I've been doing a lot of Voidling runs just before that. Heart Omega's Risk of Rain 2, that goal was Voidling. So I had a lot of Voidling experience just by playing that a shitload before then. So I guess I was just way more comfortable fighting Voidling than I was Mithrix.
I should
Probably.
also
I
comment.
feel like Voidling as a boss, the most dangerous attacks that Voidling does, I feel are more obviously telegraphed than the dangerous stuff that Mithrix can do.
Oh yeah.
Like Mithrix can just dash in and beat you with a hammer and you're just dead. Whereas Voidling will, like, what's the dangerous stuff? It's the big fuck you laser.
The laser,
You have a
sun.
lot of time to mentally prepare for Voidling is gonna do the big fuck you laser. Time to hide behind
I'm
the
attacks are
I'm an
super
MMO
deadly.
player. I'm good at watching for telegraphs.
That's also accurate. I was even more worried because we got to Scorched Acres, and then we had 2 more deaths back to back once again.
The fucking elite clay Templar, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Shoop just got gunned down by the Mini-Man. But
Oh my.
those fucking
So
Templars are genuinely like the most dangerous common enemy in the game. I feel.
and then it was overloading, so we're taking all that damage. You were fucking shredded.
Yeah, those enemies just don't fuck around. Even by like, even when they're normal, they can be kind of threatening. Having an overloading one.
See, like that's another thing. Like I felt so bad that I got multi for that, but it's like it helped me so much.
Shoop, I imagine your response to that would have probably just been, just not engage that one.
I don't even remember.
Blame it out of the range.
I was like brutally honest. I don't even remember anything during the whole session there. But that is the only thing I remember was saying Miniman and fucking dying.
And then Chickn, like, directly after, like, you're down in the dirt, and then Chicken's like, I tried to save you, and then immediately dies.
Yeah.
To the same thing, the exact same thing.
I was wondering why. I was like, why the fuck did I get shredded in 2 seconds? I was
Just-
like, jeez.
Extreme threat. Like that thing is more dangerous than like most actual bosses.
So, yeah, that was pretty bad, and then we just picked it off from a distance because we were like, fuck that!
I didn't deserve that.
And then we had a fairly smooth run after that, surprisingly. I was like, we're on stage 3 and half of us are dead. That's horrifying. And then all of a sudden we're in the void and all 4 of us are still alive, and I'm like, damn, we're here. And the void was the worst. That was the worst, watching all those death bubbles pop up around us. Oh my god.
If there was anywhere for me to go, it would have been there. I talked about it briefly while we were doing that. I had never done Voidling that way. The way I always knew to do it was kill Mithrix, and then you go to the frog behind the ship.
Oh yeah, pet the frog ending. Yeah.
Yeah, I always do that. And one thing that I am we talked about the revive thing. One thing I am surprised that never got brought up is my fucking lunar coin count.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I thought that was very funny. Because I feel like everybody...
Ethically acquired lunar coins.
I usually try to limit it so we don't have that. But I might have forgot to say that this season, so that was just kind of funny.
Definitely did. So I use quite a bit, but I really only did it on rerolling. I didn't get anything for myself. In fact, I used it more for everyone else.
Oh yeah, I think I remember an editing bit being made of the fact that you reroll, but the reroll cost is like 256 lunar coins.
Yeah, and I just have I have like 2 billion of them.
Yeah, like 2 billion coins.
But you still re-rolled it. Nothing. You didn't get what you needed anyways.
Yeah,
so it's like,
dude.
yeah, I didn't want to
no
be.
gesture.
I didn't want to be obnoxious about it, so I think I only did re-roll it like the one time. I'm pretty sure I only did it because I wanted to. I wanted that like attention to be called to that, but no one commented on it. I don't know why no one like I was watching the comments.
Because everybody
constantly.
does it.
That's probably why.
Such a drastic change that I'm surprised no one called it out, because it's there every episode. And my footage is used pretty often.
I also forgot to mention the bulwark. We kind of went there, and it was like a kind of a centerpiece of an episode, but like we weren't there as long, and I've started to realize that Command Bulwark's Ambry is not as powerful as it used to be, because it feels like there's less items. I noticed that on a stream recently, too. But we went to the Void. That was the scariest part for everybody, was just instant death. Boom, 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 just all around us. And we're, like, in this small
like
bubble
fireworks.
charging shit.
It's like fireworks.
But we skipped a phase, because, again, we were lucky to get the Void Portal. Otherwise, we would have had to go through the Void Fields, the Void Locust, then Voidling. But we got the purple portal, so we could just go straight to the Void Locust immediately. I was so afraid we were going to be stuck in the Void Fields and have another Tesla incident. I don't need to explain it, we already know. But that was bad. But we didn't have to deal with that. So,
there's a lot that could go wrong in Void Fields.
To be fair, same with the Void Locust. If we did go to the Void Fields, like, 2 more people died, Void Locust and Voidling would have been...
They probably just snowballed from there.
Yeah, I don't know if we would have been able to make it. Considering that fucking boss took 2 more lives. Because Mini just got fucking gunned down by its, like, not the big laser, but, like, the tiny, like, focused lasers.
Yeah, the little spray and pray.
I kinda hate shit.
Yeah, you were right behind me, so I see your, like, corpse fall next to me, and I'm like, oh god! And then it focuses on me, and I'm like, ugh! Like, I don't know what you would have done differently, Minnie. It's Voidling. That's
I
kind of...
don't know either. Maybe
That's the
hide
thing.
behind a
I
thing,
learned
don't
with
know.
Void.
Yeah, you just got pew-pewed. Like, I don't know if there was much you could have possibly done there.
The
So,
thing
like,
I learned with
in,
Voidling after practicing it for a long time is you just have to be tanky with it, because like those missiles, either someone takes the hit for you or you just have to tank it, because
Or you're very, very fast. I found that one out, too.
that also can work, but they lock onto you, so it's really difficult to get off of, like, get them off.
And
I-
Void Fiend is neither, so I can't
Yeah.
do shit.
Yeah, you're also, I'm surprised you died too, because I was watching it back. You're like super far away.
Damn it.
But we went through the fight fairly well, and then misclick of the fucking century happened. And not only that, I think it was a mixture of that and I, like, moved, so I had, like... You know, throughout that fucking whole session, how I kept joking about, like, boosting by, like, moving and jumping at the same time, and it would, like, fling me up higher than normal? I think that happened, too. Because it's like, I'm flung really high in the air, and I, like, waste my double jump, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get hit by this, and then death. Right as you guys cleared it, and I'm like, fuck!
Honestly, like, when I watched it back, I thought it was just genuinely you getting extremely overzealous, getting too close, and just dying for it.
No.
Like, literally at hour 11, but now you apparently, yeah, you get boosted forward, and then you just get completely eviscerated by the laser.
Yeah.
And then the frame afterwards, Qwoppy and Lou beat it.
Every death I've had so far has been infuriating looking back, because they've all been so stupid in one soul down. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like the equivalent of stubbing your toe on the night walk to the bathroom.
Because all I would have probably done is I might have just stood under the beam and then jumped after. That's probably the only thing I would have done differently. It's like, just not jumped there. But, like, it was a misclick anyways, so it's like, fuck! I would have not misclicked. That's what I would have done. And then Lou and Qwoppy won for the second time this season.
Yep.
Never.
It made for a
die.
really awkward final second, because like I thought it was just gonna be us three and we're all gonna be celebrating, and then we had to realize like it was just me and Lou. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, we won! Yay! But also we died. Oh.
Lou's
is quite
fucking
funny 'cause
spiteful line of, he died, but we did it! Just like, thanks! My
It's always
charred
the worst
remains are
feeling.
still smoking as you're saying that.
It's always the worst feeling when you go right before the boss dies.
Yeah. Gotta be the feels bad man.
But you guys get to talk about the fact you won twice, and Lou, that's Qwoppy for first time in hardcore in a while, and Lou from dying first last season.
Yeah. One of the funnier things, it's a little bit technical. I don't know if you want to get into it now, but technical because we were worried about who was hosting at the time.
And then
And
Qwoppy
we're
just
like,
did it.
What's gonna
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if the host dies? Are they just gonna like
Yeah, he
survive
lived.
and then be like, all right, bye guys, bye. I'm gonna go jump off this ledge.
I think I actually remember Qwoppy saying that I just can't die, and then you fucking didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I had a
You
plan.
fucking locked in.
Another thing going back to the Hardenmaker season I was in before, I hosted that as well, and it was really irritating because like I had a dedicated server that I would run in the background, and it was a weird because usually how those work is you up the player count on the dedicated server and then everyone joins and boom, it works perfectly. For that I have to put up the server, make sure that no one joins ahead of time. I have to put in a command on my client and then join, and then everyone else could join. Now that worked for Hardenmakers, and we couldn't get it working because it's a fucking impossible thing to test unless you have 5 people. And there'd be times I think we figured it out, and then we couldn't figure it out. Like, it would work sometimes, and then it didn't work. We had no idea why it was working. We had no idea why it wasn't working. I'm pretty big into, like, dedicated server tools and stuff, so I was really frustrated I couldn't figure it out, but it just kind of worked out.
It was other than that one time Chickn didn't spawn, which was very funny.
Yeah, but that's just having more than 8 players thing, or more than 4 players thing, rather than a.
Is that what that
that's just,
happens?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
It could also have something to do with like me playing multi and not having a drop pod.
Maybe.
But I feel like if it was that,
because
I wouldn't have spawned in.
I don't necessarily think that's it because I remember joining GB on a Risk of Rain 2 stream, and I also
yeah,
didn't
that's
spawn
right.
in immediately.
Nobody was multi.
And nobody in that round was multi. I was just
Is
playing.
there
I
any
think,
other
Rub on
characters
it.
that don't have a
Void Fiend,
drop pod?
Acrid, I think.
Void
but I don't-
Fiend, False Sun.
Yeah, Acrid.
Oh, Acrid, yeah. Nobody played Acrid. It was so funny. Out of all the characters, I think in this and the old-timey one, nobody's played Acrid.
Fucking lizard.
Also, we had the fact that season was just 2 rounds. But that was it. We won both rounds. But we had 2 different goals, and we still won both rounds.
Congratulations. I guess now you could add the third goal of False Sun, and then if you beat that, you can go for the Cinderella run of beating all 3 bosses in a single run.
That'd be sick.
Honestly. Well, it's very funny you mentioned that, because maybe that's an intention in the future, but they kind of have to fix Seekers of the Storm first, which we should probably talk about the fact that an expansion has come out in the time for... In fact, I'm pretty sure
Twice.
Seekers
This
of the
has
Storm...
happened twice.
Yeah, 3 times, actually. Because the Artifact update, Survivors of the Void, came out. When Survivors of the Void was coming out, we did that. But then we couldn't get this done because Minecraft was delayed. We talked about it in that post show, like I said before. And now, not only did Seekers drop by the time this was releasing, but Alloyed Collective has now dropped just like a month before this post show. So, yeah, 3 times. Kind of funny how that pans out.
Yeah, I believe that's why you were, like, really wanting to get a trailer out by, like, June, July, I think.
Yeah, it's because Seekers of the Storm
Was
dropped. I'm
because
like, I
Seekers of
have
the
to
Storm
drop
was
on that.
really
I
this
gotta.
round. Yeah, because you kind of want to strike while the iron was hot.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, a whole expansion came out. They kind of have to fix things before we do a season on that, but
They're working on it.
they fixed the items
The
by
phase,
now.
the phase
Hopefully
1
then the
they've
fucking
rolled out.
server tool works too.
Yeah, the phase 1 they've rolled out of Seekers of the Storm that, like, addresses some of the item imbalances has been pretty solid so far.
We'll have to figure out if we ever do that, how the fuck Seeker would work if we don't just cut the character entirely, which I'm not fond of, because I know people like playing the character, but, like, the revive mechanic fucks everything.
Simple. We make sure they die first.
Put a gun to their head.
I think the only way to make it work is just to make sure that if someone dies, they don't have an item that revives them, they just leave immediately. But that's also not as fun. But it's like, that's probably what would have to happen. Who knows? We'll have to figure that shit out when that happens. I know one person speculated about it being Seekers of the Storm next, and because, I said something in the epilogue about Storm, it's, no. I'm gonna just be honest and say that one's a no, because, like...
Risk of Rain seasons back to back.
Exactly. I don't want to drop that.
When Risk of Rain is already a round-based hardcore.
I know Lake did 3 Minecraft seasons in a row, and I'm not going to say nothing about that. That's not my point, but, like, for me, I can't just do 2 in the same game back to back like that. I have to mix it up. How did everyone feel about their character is a good thing to bring up?
I mean...
In what sense?
I played Huntress. That's what I do.
I played engineer, that's what I do.
Yeah, I primarily play multi, but I wanted to try something different. I'm like, well, if I can't play engineer, I don't really know what else I could play as. So I usually try and stack up on like a lot of healing stuff, a lot of like tanky stuff. I didn't really get any of that.
You are very one note. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shoop's been playing Rex, but I know you've been changing it up since then.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm done playing Rex.
Oh no.
I don't know. After playing a character, I was like, wow, I actually am doing damage. And I was like, I don't think I want to touch this plant robot anymore.
Which, you know, that happens. I know for me, I played Artificer for a long time, and I was just kind of like, this character kind of blows, and then they fix them kind of a little, and there's, like, some things you could do to make them fun, but it's like, I have never stuck with a solid character choice yet. Captain was the character I was playing at that time, and he's cool, and he's very utility-based, and I think that was a really good choice for the group entirely, was just, hey, let me just hack a bunch of shit so we get free shit.
I thought it was funny that Leader Man decided to be Capitan.
Yeah, that was also part of it too, yeah.
I think had we recorded it a little bit later, I might have tried Captain. I know that the hacking beacons are like the meta. I don't follow the meta. I think also that's another interesting when you look at my setup for multi. I don't do the retool. I use power mode or armor, whatever the armor one is.
Thumbs up for that. I
same.
I go power mode, but I go with the chain gun instead of the.
I go with the rebar and the nail gun.
A very fun build is getting the blast shower and then just getting so many gestures that it's constant that you never lose the ability to fire a Reynolds and a Kajaros.
That is something that you brought up while we were playing, and I had never heard of that. That's something I've still never done before. I usually go for I'm very much a try and get as much healing and like armor as possible, and that's my build. It usually works because I'm usually not playing by myself. If I play by myself, I might go something different, but the first round, I talk about how like, I never get enough points to be like, I'm never on the top of the leaderboards for points. The second round I am. That was the very first time I think I ever was.
I will say in my case, like I said, I switched to a lot of characters. I found it funny because someone in the Risk of Rain Discord was like, no mercenary? Huh? And it's like, I mean, I kind of get it, but also, as someone who plays mercenary, it's like, I like the character, but you, like, it's... The best way I've heard it is you put all this time into writing an essay. That's the character. You like put so much time into it just to do what everyone else is doing. And then you can get one tap the moment you fuck up.
Yeah, the only other character I was considering playing for it was Loader because barrier.
Oh yeah, I get that. Loader's so good.
Because of course, it's tanky. I want to play that.
I know if it was recent, I know False Sun is fucking fun. Holy fuck, I had a real good stream with False Sun. Maybe that's the thing now, but I'm like, man, this character is kind of fun actually.
And False Sun is also bulky as hell.
Say less.
But yeah, so I do find it funny. There's not many people that would probably change their character. Mostly Shoop's just like, I'm done with Rex, and me, I'm like, I'm indecisive. So I was just playing a character that I like playing at that time.
I mean, I kind of do the same thing. I switch characters all the time. Like,
it was thematic.
Voidling is the main, but I can play other characters as well. I may do better with other characters.
Yeah. I don't get put in stuff very often. I never really get to see the. I never really get to be on the big screen much anymore. I'm like, I want to make the most out of this. I know how to play multi. I know how to do builds on him. I'm just gonna play multi. But I also know how to do builds on engineer. Those are the two characters I'm like, I know exactly what I'm aiming for, and I have a plan throughout the entirety of the game. Something like loader, I don't really know how to do builds very well. I like playing mercenary, but I don't know how to do mercenary builds. I don't know really how to do captain builds. I also don't play captain the way everyone else plays them, so...
And I think of doing things that aren't the way other people do them. I think a good point to mention is, like, I don't really treat Risk of Rain 2 like a mini season sort of thing. Sol and I had a whole discussion about whether it counts as a mini or not, but I'm like, I don't think so. Because it's like, it takes multiple episodes for a round. And I'm like, I think that's enough to make it not a mini. But it is definitely shorter than Minecraft by a long shot. It's 7 episodes.
Compared to the fucking chonker that was the 22 episode season before.
That's just kind of how it is. I know it's going to be shorter, but I feel like there's enough content in it that it's not just a small mini season.
I mean, generally speaking, like, the distinction between what is and isn't a mini is completely arbitrary anyway.
Right.
So
I always consider
literally
it to be
arguing
like...
terms that don't need to exist.
Yeah, I consider it to be just like multiple rounds rather than like one giant thing, which I like the way we did it. I think it adds a lot more to like the hardcore experience doing it like one full thing because there's actual stakes on the line.
Do you think you guys would have done another round if you had failed in one of your attempts?
More than likely, give it another shot. But since we won, it's like...
I mean, yeah, because you kind of won and done both your goals.
I almost pushed for us to go... I died before I could, but I think... No, we were in the bazaar at one point. I cut it, but I was like, should we do Mithrix and then go right to Voidling? And everyone's like, no. And I'm like, why not?
I was gonna, like, I thought that's what we were going to do. I just don't do Voidling the way we did it.
The big things I feel like that could be tackled in another season of this would obviously be False Sun. And then if that is beaten, just go for the Cinderella run of all 3 bosses in a single run.
That would be really fun, honestly.
Where you do
know if you
like...
can even do that though.
You
Voidling...
Yeah, you can. You can. Once you
can.
get False Sun, you can go...
with Voidling?
You can continue after False Sun as if it was like a normal loop. And from there, you go to Mithrix, beat Mithrix, and then you go pet the frog to go to Voidling.
Yep.
Okay.
With the epilogue, there's not much I could say without, like, spoiling anything. There's a little bit of lore. There's, like, a small little hint of lore. I don't go as excessive. It's very subtle. I don't think it was as implied as I would have liked that the Voidling fight is happening as something else is happening in Minecraft, as people might remember. There's an implication of what happened, but I'm not going to get too into it. But, you know, we got our voice back with Fuzz, who did a good job as always. And then we had the little animation at the end. Again, it's not going to be Risk of Rain 2 Seekers of the Storm right away. I want to mix it up a little. That's kind of one Sold Out's thing. I want to make it something different. And I don't think people are going to expect what it is based off of what the teaser is. So, that'll be fun. But for even the lore, I did a poll recently to kind of see where people were sitting on stuff. And it's like, you can kind of get a little bit from Risk of Rain 2. But I kind of just wanted to see where people think things should go, where they want, what they think will happen. And kind of compare it to what I have planned. And, you know, just see where things sit. I know there's definitely people that see the lore and they're like, it's a thing. I'm here for the gameplay though, and that's also respectable because that's what some people are here for.
Tune into season 27 where we're gonna have a full-on ARG for lore.
Oh boy.
All I'll say is I'm trying to make it subtle enough. I think now we get to the Q&A section, which there isn't. I mean, this season, TJ put it best. There's not much to really ask. The season speaks for itself for the most part. But there were some questions, and I think it's worth bringing those up. One question was, what was my favorite joke to edit? Shooting stars. It was hell to do it, but it was also fucking worth it.
It's classic.
Of course.
it's so good. There's like, it's always hard though, because there's so many fucking funny ones. Like the Lori joke was for like a couple seconds, but it was so fucking funny working on it, and I was laughing putting it together. So it's like, that's always the hard one for me, is what my favorite edit is, because I try to put attention into each joke, and it's like, if it makes me laugh, perfect. That needs to be there then.
My vernacular's been ruined.
What made us choose Risk of Rain 2?
It's
I
fun.
didn't.
When it comes to hardcores, I'd say Minecraft and Risk of Rain are like two of the best games to fucking do it for. But Minecraft also has the problems of no end goals. Risk of Rain 2, you never worry about it, but it's such an underrated choice in the community. I love it for hardcores. It had to be season 2. It's Risk of Rain 2. It's season 2. It's like perfect.
It's also just a lot shorter and easier to set up, I feel.
On my end, it's so much more hectic, and there's always something happening.
It's an interesting for an editor, but I do agree with the part where like a lot of the fun part of hardcore isn't, hey, how many people died this episode?
Well, yeah.
No one died? Throw it in the trash. What are you doing? It's a lot more fun to have like banter off of people, because otherwise you might as well just watch speedrunners.
Right.
I think
Lou, you
there's
know
an-
exactly how I feel about that. It's like, I do agree, but I do feel like Risk of Rain is still also in its own unique area for hardcore that makes it interesting in ways that something like Minecraft isn't.
That's kind of my point. That's something I do want to bring up, is like it's got its own charm in that, like, the gameplay, there's always something going on, there's always danger, there's always, like, you know, there's always tense moments. Like, there's a very realistic possibility someone could die just because they took their hand off their keyboard for a second, you know? Like,
outside of the bazaar, yeah.
And
I
even
do think though that Qwoppy's point is honestly best emphasized by just comparing to the two OSD seasons we have out, because I guess, I don't know, spoilers for the Minecraft season. I'm just gonna require people to have watched that, I guess. Of course, like, that season 1 starts off in smaller groups with groups of 5, and then for a huge chunk of that season, you have that final 3 of Cry, Lake, and Otto, and you get extremely used to that 3-person character dynamic, when I don't think you would expect that trio to be sitting there at the end together. Risk of Rain as a season is just too short for some character dynamic like that to really happen.
yeah, I think it is very emphasized. The only time it really gets emphasized is the second round with me, Alec, Lou, and Minnie. Because, I mean, we were together for, how long? We started on episode 4, and we're there since episode 5.
Stage
And
3 till the end, yeah.
yeah, which I think it does make it interesting in that regard, because I haven't really been seen in this group at all. Like, you see me in the streams very occasionally, but I've been dipping out of those lately because I'm not around as much. But even then, most people, not a lot of people who are watching this are going to be at every stream, so there's very real possibility I'm not there. That's how I saw it, as, like, from my POV. It was interesting being in a Final Four group for a long time, but
By Risk of Rain standards, yeah.
yeah.
I will also use this to move on to not the exact next question, but another one, which is, what kind of difficulties did we face with recording this season? And that's why another reason I love Risk of Rain for seasons. This was a single session. There was no technical issues with this season. We got together, we maybe had some issues setting up the server, and then we recorded 2 rounds, and we were done. It was one night. That was it.
Do we have any issues with footage? Because we always have issues with footage.
That is true. That
My footage is
Lou,
Again,
fine.
Lucas footage killed itself or something.
Well, from the gameplay perspective, yeah, there was no issues this time.
Yeah,
My footage
exactly.
loves killing itself.
As an editor, Risk of Rain is so good because it's just like, it is shorter, which is great because I can put more time into episodes. If I give myself a deadline, it's like, okay, that's less time to work on individual episodes, but if it's like 7 episodes, that's a lot of time.
Right.
And us not having issues recording-wise, it's like, yeah, that's more editing stuff. But it's like, I feel like it's, I don't know, it's more chaotic and more of a crazy time. Was it easy to decide who would play who? Not always, but I feel like for a good number of us, we were pretty set. Like, Cola and Lou were pretty set right off the bat. Koro, pretty
Could have
set.
switched if
Mini
need
was
be,
set.
but it's just what I enjoy.
Shoop, I think, was pretty sure he was going to play Rex. Chickn, he saw Bandit, and he's like, I want to play the space cowboy. He kind of regrets that decision now, that he actually plays Risk of Rain now. I don't think that's his character, but that's very funny to think about. Qwoppy, I think you were, like...
I was gonna play engineer and then swap to multi because we already had an engineer.
It's so funny, too, because I think Koro did say if we needed it, he would switch to engineer. We had 3 people that would have played engineer, and that's very funny to me.
Engineer is just the only other character I know how to play that, like, I think cause I wanted to do good this season. I wanted to actually, like, I think it's funny how much I'm fucking interjected, but, like, when it comes to, like, as many people talking in like, the whole season, I'm like, okay, I'll start talking more when people start dying, because I just kind of get talked over a lot. But I wanted to do well. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play one of my characters I know how to build, how to play, how to use all their abilities properly, and I'm gonna try and get far so that I can actually be, like, somewhat memorable. And it worked out. I think I'm very memorable this season.
Yeah. I think for me, it was just... I knew a bunch of characters I could have played, but I was pretty set on Captain if nobody picked him. And then nobody picked him, so I was like, okay. Because I was host, and it was funny that I was the captain. I was the admiral.
He is the Capitan now.
I am no longer an admiral. I retired from that game.
If you could do it again, would you pick a different character? And if so, who? I feel like a lot of us kind of have said this a little bit at this point.
Yeah, if people were willing to switch, I would have. Well, if Cola was willing to switch, I probably would have. Well, I think he said he was, but if there's someone already on engineer, I probably would have just gone with multi.
If you were more adamant about it, I would have swapped classes, probably.
Well, it's also I was
You
new.
play Commando
I didn't.
too, Cola.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna demand to have my a character when I'm not really like when my first time.
I'm
really
not saying
doing
you
this.
have to demand it, and it's just
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from because I probably would have done the same thing.
I know Shoop probably would have.
Wasn't Chickn playing Commando?
He was playing Bandit this time.
Oh yeah. You probably just went over that, and
Yeah,
the brief moment I stepped away, I missed it.
He, like I was saying, he probably would have switched characters, and then I think Shoop probably would have filled that void if it was now.
100%. That run made me realize, like, I can't do Rex anymore.
Rex has
makes
always
me
been
wanna
terrifying to me,
myself.
if I'm being honest.
I know pre-Seekers, Lou would stick with Huntress, and
You need to do a season where you, of course, are off Huntress.
and
And play Seeker.
and then Mini, I assume he probably still would have been Void Fiend.
Probably.
If it had been released at this time, how do you think the new DLC would have affected the season? So how would Seekers have put into...
That's a question for you guys and not for me. I have not played it yet.
I have
That's all
no
the bad
idea.
publicity, and I
Lou
haven't
would not
touched
be
it.
Huntress, I'm sure, actually.
No, I would probably still be Huntress. I just want to get good at playing Seeker because I enjoy it.
You're
Mini
a
might have played
liar.
Seeker then. And I might have played... Well, nobody would have played Chef Lamau, fuck that.
Here's a chef.
But I might have
Little chef.
actually played False Sun because, my god, holy fuck, False Sun. I had a stream recently and I'm like, is False Sun my main now? He's so fun! Because it's just like, it's so different of a character and it's just like, I don't know, I like being this one rock boy. Who would win? One rocky boy versus Risk
The
of Rain?
world. Versus the other Rocky boy with the same name.
Who is the same guy? I don't know. I
Uh,
think that's lore. I don't know.
Mark?
Minnie has a question as well. What was your favorite piece of art that you made?
I like my own, but the colors kind of blend together on that one. So I think I might have to say the closed like red lobster, like the
Where your signature was graffiti?
yeah. I think that one might be my favorite, just because of like the colors they don't blend together, and I think the Void Lobster and my own the purple kind of blend together with us.
Yeah.
Like with me and Qwoppy, with my blue kind of blends in with on my art as well. They kind of blend a bit. The red lobster, it doesn't blend, and it sticks out.
Yeah.
Like all the colors sticks out, and that's why I like it.
Another
I like all of them.
Oops.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. I keep cutting you off, and I didn't mean to. And then the last question is directed to me. What made you choose all the players you chose? What about their characteristics or skills do you feel paired well with your playstyle? That one, I'm not really sure, because my playstyle is picking a bunch of different characters. I was like, I knew Shoop was a definite one to come back, and I knew Mini was going to be a good choice. I knew Shoop and Mini. Those were like the first two I was like hammered down on. I was like, I need Shoop and Mini in this season.
I personally remember us like not even done recording the Minecraft season yet, and you raving on about how much you want Shoop to be back on the season and that you're gonna do it for season 2.
Yeah, I was adamant Shoop had to come back, and then Mini, I was pretty dead set on Mini too, because I was like, out of all of the people that would play Void Fiend, Mini's right there. And if she wouldn't, I probably would have, but yeah. Who else? I had some ideas that, like, went through my head, but I think I settled on... When I found out Koro liked Railgunner, I was like, well, Survivors of the Void, this is, like, perfect. We have both of the Void people right off the bat. And I was like, out of everybody returning, I was pretty settled on Koro when I figured that out. There were, like, other people I considered. I wanted 2 returning, 2 new, and it was, like, perfect. Mini and Koro, perfect combination. They're playing the 2 new characters. Absolute perfection. And then, because Chickn wanted to play Bandit, so then that covered, like, all of the new characters since then. And I was like, okay, Captain. And, you know. And Qwoppy, I was actually going to save you for a different season I had in mind. But I was like, out of everybody I could pick for this, I was like, you also had the server host thing going for you. So it's like, fucking Qwoppy, why save Qwoppy for later? He's, like, perfect for right now. You play a character that
your skills are needed. Come here. As he drags Qwoppy into the recording booth by the neck.
I think it was, compared to all the other guests, I think Qwoppy was the more, not last minute, because we, like, had the cast decided in advance. It's just, Qwoppy was the last one chosen. And I was like, there could have been other choices I could have made, but I was like, out of everybody, I was like, Qwoppy's perfect for this.
I remember seeing...
And I'm glad I made that decision.
I remember seeing some of the comments, like, when the first trailer dropped, and, like, a lot of people being surprised, because I think I stuck out really badly, because I don't, like, I'm not really associated with this group as much as everyone else is. So, and I haven't been, I've been kind of MIA from the rest of the community for, like, kind of a long time now, and I think a lot of people were just very surprised to see that I was in this at all.
I think this cast was just... Once I had everyone settled on and I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, this is the perfect cast. This is going to go great. Like, I knew as soon as we had everybody in the server, I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly the cast I was hoping for. Because I think a mistake I was going to make was inviting someone who hadn't played the game. And after the one time we did that, I was like, no. No. Like, sure, that could be fun to have someone that doesn't know what they're doing. But it's like, I feel bad when we do stuff like that. Because then... they're probably going to be the first to go.
That works for a game that isn't Risk of Rain 2, because there's no time to sit down and learn how to play.
Yeah.
Risk of Rain 2, like, as I previously stated, like, I did one run of Risk of Rain 2, like, in 2022, and then I didn't play the game for 2 years, because the first impression that game left was, what the fuck am I even doing here? I did not understand jack fucking shit. And that's kind of the fun part with the Risk of Rain 2, and why it's probably not very noob-friendly. I feel like you need that early phase for Risk of Rain 2, where you just let yourself be bad, and extremely so. And I feel like if your first experience with this game is a hardcore, that doesn't really mesh well.
Right.
We had that problem the one time we did it. So when I was, like, looking through the cast, I'm like, yep, this works. The people that aren't as experienced at least know enough about the game that it's not going to be, like, overwhelming. But yeah, we'll get right to question social media stuff. So, We'll start, I guess, in order. Cool.
I don't really have anything.
Yeah, you don't really do social media, but like, what are your thoughts on this season overall?
I had a fun time participating. I enjoyed watching a couple episodes. I still haven't finished the whole series, by the way. I've just been really busy, but from what I have seen, I've really enjoyed it. I'd be down to do it again.
Cool. You weren't in it, but it's still worth asking what you thought about it. Because, you watched it. And you
I watched drafts knowing nothing about Risk of Rain 2. I understood fuck all nothing. It was a very chaotic experience. Since then I played the video game, and I understand what is happening. And I think the season has only become better for it. So.
And then your socials?
I have a Twitter that I use. I occasionally stream on Twitch, usually with my good friend Quote, whenever he does something that requires another person. We've been doing some Wind Waker multi-world randomizers. And I guess I have a YouTube, but right now that's essentially just a archive of my Twitch streams. So that kind of sums up my entire internet presence.
Alrighty. For me, I'm just going to say this was another good season to do. My deaths, again, I felt sad about them. But going through this, I'm really happy with how the season turned out. Peak Goldenbrawler content. Until the next season happens, and then I'll be calling that peak Goldenbrawler content. But
as you should.
Sure, hope you will.
And then my socials are just, if you're worried about if you want to know where I am on YouTube, I hate to tell you, you're on.
Hit that little button. Don't forget to ring the bell.
Yeah, you're on it right now.
Subscribe.
Hit the
Did
funny
you know
buttons.
that like 0% of you are subscribed?
Subscribe now.
Shows graph that says absolutely fuck all nothing.
Points up gun. Subscribe now. I'm not asking. I'm on Twitter, so there is that, and I post stuff.
For everybody.
Regrettably.
We're all on Twitter, unfortunately.
I'm going to potentially move to a new platform eventually, probably, but like, if you need my schedules or any promotion stuff, it's usually there. And I am alive on Twitch. A lot. I'm actually just got done with practically a marathon in December. I'm probably slowing down a bit this year because I've got plans, but I'm not going to talk too much about those plans, but I will still be live on Twitch. We have a big thing planned, Kat and I, so it'll be fun. Next is Shoop. What did you think of this season?
I enjoyed it overall, and despite me not doing jack shit and screaming like a banshee, I had a lot of fun, and I would definitely be down to do another season, hopefully this time as a new character, and, participating in the game.
And socials?
None. Leave me alone. Go away.
You know what? Fair enough. Lou.
Yeah, I enjoy playing Risk of Rain.
Plus you won.
That has only something to do with it. But I do enjoy playing the game, and I like playing the game. I've actually started streaming it recently, so you can probably just put the Twitch down in the description, and my YouTube, my VODs go up on YouTube, like, usually like a day or two after.
You guys are making me feel like I should do more than just highlight my streams and like actually post them. But
as your manager, Lou, I should say that you need to drop your HelloFresh link.
Fuck.
Anything else?
Not sponsored, actually.
I need you to.
I'm not sure if you can actually get in trouble for saying something like that. So.
Oh, my bad. You can bleep that.
That'll probably make it worse.
Wouldn't be the first time I've said something and gotten bleeped and don't remember why.
All right, if Lou's done, it is now Minnie's turn.
Yeah, hi.
What did you think of One Soul Down?
I liked it. It's very chaotic, which I like.
And
socials? I'm on Twitter. I'm also on DeviantArt. I'm also on Tumblr. I also have a YouTube that I don't use. But I don't post that much. Usually other stuff.
But alright, that leaves Qwoppy. What did you think of One Soul Down?
I had a lot of fun. It was an interesting return back to like hardcore content, doing a like shorter game like Risk Rain. Flattered to be invited, and I would be flattered to do another one if that ever comes up of any game. But I had quite a lot of fun. As for socials, I don't really do a whole lot. I have a YouTube that I plan on uploading more. I actually just posted a SCP montage for Christmas. that got up. But the only other thing I'm really big on is metal. I actually upload there a lot. So if you want to see random clips from random games, that's pretty much the only place you're gonna find me.
As always, here's that section to show off those who couldn't make it to the post show. So go check out their socials and go support them. All right, I think we're at the thank yous bit here. As always, you know, Soul, portrait artist, and Lou, overlay artist. You know, always doing banger jobs. Mini and Yatsura. I find it funny, it's Miniart and Yatsura art were the additional artists. I don't know, if I didn't say you guys were artists, I don't know if they'd figure it out, you know? But yeah, Mini did a lot of those art pieces, as you know, and then Yatsura did that crazy little pixel art bit. Kamix and, God, I really don't know how to say his name, but I love Chris's music on Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain soundtracks in general, Risk of Rain 2, Risk of Rain Returns, like, peak. And then obviously you've got the Draft Watchers, additional help from Kat, TJ, Quote coming in through with this one, and then you had Fuzz with voice work. So they all helped with this season in some ways, and gotta shout them out because they did good stuff. Most I can say is season 3 is being started. I was not about to start shit when the first 2 seasons weren't even out yet. Now that those are out, we could actually start those safely. And yeah, so expect some stuff eventually. Hopefully this year. I'm not gonna like promise anything. I don't want to have another thing where I drop a fucking trailer and say it's coming out 2024. Whoops.
Get ready for GP games.
The face when the 2-year hiatus.
Whoops.
Oopsie daisy.
The hardcore community did not like that one. But yeah, season 3.
The community was in remiss. They had never seen a hiatus like that before. Actually, they have. They actually have.
But season 3, you know, it's gonna happen. And we're even planning up stuff for season 4, though I'm gonna say that's a little bit off from now if we're just starting season 3, but season 4 is in planning. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm not gonna, you know, you don't know what it is, and that's gonna make it more fun for me. So because now I get to watch you guys, like, you know, discuss what does this teaser mean? What is this season going to be?
Imagine.
So season 3 wasn't recording during this point. However, things kind of didn't pan out right with it, and we had to go and scrap it for a couple reasons. It didn't fit with lore, it didn't feel done properly, and it just kind of felt... I'm not vibing with it. I'm just going to put it to the side, and we're going to figure out what to do with season 3. Just know that that epilogue still is relevant to what One Soul Down season 3 will be. I made very certain of that, because I refuse for that to be like a mislead or anything like that. So the teaser at the end of season 2 is still relevant to what season 3 will be, but I will not say how.
Final Fantasy 14 season, probably. That's where I come back.
You know that would never work.
Yeah, I know.
Of course not. It's gonna be Rivals of Aether 2.
But yeah.
Save the world. His final message. Play Final Fantasy 14.
I don't think there's anything much else I could say. Oh yeah, I announced that mini-seasons are going to be a thing. We call them Fragments. The first one released, and it is a movie that was done to fit the theme of Spooktober. Originally, it was going to be part of a hardcore jam. It was kind of getting late for that. A half hour wouldn't have been enough time, and we just wanted to make it like its whole thing. It didn't work as like a season because it needed to be put together all as a fully coherent movie. Putting any cuts there just felt wrong. I hope you will check it out if you have not already. But that has been the big thing of 2025. I don't expect to have anything ready until next year otherwise, though. So yeah, that has been the fun thing with Fragments. Expect more of them as time goes on, rather than plan out a cast and kind of see if it works or not. It's like, hey, who's available? We're going to do this thing. And it works pretty well. If you want to see the results of that, though, again, go check out Fragments.
Holy shit, she gets her own season. Sorry.
No.
Hell yeah.
It's all Miniart.
Okay, Mini, you get to host. Go ahead.
Oh no, no.
Bring it in.
No.
crumbles immediately.
Crumbles under the pressure.
And this is why Mini doesn't have a season.
Okay, that's all I got. Bye, everybody.
I'm slowly dying right now.
Goodbye.
I'm so fucking tired. Holy shit.